YeahThisMilk, Stein.
Team at ease. Salute.
How y'all doing today, man?
Wonderful.
All of y'all was born from Chicago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want tell me about what was your upbringing?
Upbringing?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, middle class, you know what I'm saying? Like, all different mixed up kind of community, like, essentially Polish, but like the surrounding communities and stuff like that. We're all different races and stuff like that. So I grew up just normal, like a regular kid, man.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Man, I went to, Catholic grammar school. I went to Catholic high school and stuff like that. No college. Well, some college. Didn't finish, but.
Well, what made you start doing poetry?
I had to. I had it in me. It had to come out.
Nice. So,
And,
like that response.
You know what I'm saying? I put myself. I searched out venues and stuff like that. I had a friend of mine that took me to my first open mic.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it was over. I was everywhere. Anywhere I can get in. I don't even care if it's a poetry open mic, whatever. I was there.
Whatever.
Yeah, right.
All right. Do anybody else in your family write?
Nope.
You first writer.
I only just one.
So it's probably weird for you that nobody else writing. It's like you the alien in your whole family.
Oh, I am definitely the black sheep in my family.
Most definitely.
Absolutely. 100,000%.
Right. Well, what about you? How was your upbringing?
I was born and raised on the west side of Chicago, so I was in the midst of it all. My dad was a hustler, and so that's what I was surrounded by. Basically said, did what a hustler's child would do. Got everything I wanted. Did whatever I wanted.
Right. Hood said you one of the best writers, if not the best writer he ever heard, right? And the thing is, one thing about writers is dope. When they give another person props, you got to take that as law. That's how I see it, anyway.
Okay.
So, what got you into writing? And also, has anybody else in your family wrote before? Is any other writers or poets in your family besides you?
Not my immediate family. No. He not my immediate family, but he actually got me into writing.
Oh, okay.
I think the only thing I wrote was essays in school.
Right.
In college, we were writing, and I aced that.
Mm-hmm.
But one day he invited me out. I came out, almost had a car accident. I'm like, I'm not going back to that place.
Right.
And so I came out. The only reason he invited me out though was because I criticized his poem on Facebook because he was talking about our neighborhood.
Right.
And I was like, I came out of that neighborhood.
Right.
So he posted the other half, and I'm like, that's dope. So I came out, and for the past 7 years, I've been a part of Team at Ease, and I've missed one set.
Okay.
Then, so
Okay. So you basically stumbled into your purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most
That's
definitely.
a good way to put it.
Most definitely. Did you knew she wrote before that?
No, we actually been friends for 25 years,
Right.
since we was young, and
Telling my age.
when we reconnected, I was doing what I normally do. I'm just kind of promoting, inviting people out. Hey, come check this out. It's something different. We come from this neighborhood, but this is what I'm doing now. Doing something different. I want you to come check it out. And again, she's the debater of the team. She's gonna be the voice of opposition in most of the scenarios. So, we were talking about my poem "Where I'm From," which is about Holy City, which is the same area we grew up in. So then, when she heard the whole version of Holy City from where I'm from, it was like, you know what? I'm gonna come check you out.
Right.
So then, when she came out, it kind of shocked me that she actually wrote a poem. The first time she performed, she was shaking like a leaf on a tree. But it shocked me that she actually could write as good as she did. So then we started having little personal ciphers, and I was like, wow. And skill set was just there.
So, same question. Tell me about where you was raised and how you was raised. Just tell me about your upbringing.
My upbringing I was blessed. My neighborhood wasn't so blessed, but inside my household, my upbringing, I had one of those. My mom and my parents, we was protected from the stuff that was going on outside of, So the love that I was given, it helped to mold me to have confidence You know, even as a child, you know, my mom supported me as a poet because I was writing poetry as a kid. I was performing in the house for the family little functions, and mom and her friends had their little get-togethers, and she make me, you know, coming in, you know, perform for them or whatever. And I never imagined I would be on stages in Atlanta from where I was doing as a kid.
You have a big voice. Where do you feel like that power come from?
God, I take no credit.
Most definitely.
I was teased a lot as a kid for being a girl with a bass in my voice. You know, you sound
that's
like
your
a
weapon.
man, you look like a man, you know, all that stuff. You know, I was teased a lot. So it took me a long time to accept the bass in my voice, to realize that it's the God in me. And when I project that power, that strength, it's Him. You know what I mean? It's just like J. Ivy said, you know what I mean, on that track he did with Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, when I open my mouth, a touch of God rains out. So that's just what it is, man. I take no credit for this power. It's all Him.
Most definitely. It's funny that some of those same people would probably pick with you, probably in the audience clapping for you.
Right.
Right? You know?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
funny how people pick with you when they're insecure about their own self, right?
Yeah. That's facts.
Yeah. When was the first time you did your first feature?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And tell me about how did you feel doing your first feature? Or even being on stage for the first time?
Being
Same
on-
question for everybody.
All right, let me start there. Being on stage for the first time, like, I grew up, I was writing since I was 12. And the first time, like I said, my friend brought me out to my first open mic, and it was with, like, some pretty predominant people in Chicago. I didn't know that at the time, but I got up there, I had my little paper and stuff like that, and I was sitting on the bar stool, and, like, I just remembered I didn't know postures, I didn't know stage presence, I didn't know nothing. I was just in the moment, and I'm just reading off the paper, and all of a sudden my leg just started shaking, and like uncontrollably, I was having a leg convulsion on stage, and like from that point on, like I just decided, like, yeah, that's not gonna happen again. We gotta work on that.
Most definitely.
To be honest with you, it's like I do this out of purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's like I enjoy, you know, being on stage and everything like that, but that's not why I'm there. I'm there to talk to some people and everything like that. So I honestly, I haven't promoted myself a lot. I don't go after features and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like I think one of the first, like, legitimate features that I had was at East West University in Chicago. And it was with a group of people and everything like that. But I just remember, like, not doubting myself, but like kind of like living, like walking in my purpose and everything like that. It's kind of like wow, like I'm really here.
Yeah.
Like this is what the gift is doing in my life. Like
Most definitely.
it's kind of surreal. Like you know, it's like you can't, like you hear it, but you don't believe you're there. Like
Right.
I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, it's tied into a lot with, like, you know, how you see yourself, like your insecurities and all of that. And I mean, it's really humbling, like being seen in that light for the first time, because part of you wants to be there, but part of you really doesn't fully believe that you deserve it. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm a really analytical person, so I mean, I read a lot into stuff. I mean, if I'm being too revealing right now, I think
No,
that's
no,
what the
you're not.
purpose-
That's what
I
we're
think
here
that's
for.
what the purpose of the interview
That's what
is.
we're here for.
So, I mean, I don't know. I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Fake it till you make it. I wasn't faking what I was doing,
Right.
but I was kind of just like going
Trying to
through the
figure it out.
motions, like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta pull this off.
Feel the fit, trying to feel the fit.
Right. But again, too, it's like, you know, I was like, double G stands for God's gift. So I mean, it's like I know who I am, I know whose I am. So at that point, I just take me out and let God take over.
Most definitely.
Nice.
And then that's what it's all about for me.
That's what's up.
To be honest, I can't remember my first feature.
Okay.
Probably the most significant one was me releasing my first album. I couldn't finish the form that I was trying to do because I was overwhelmed by the support that people gave me. I was shocked that people came out. You know, they just even wanted to see me perform, because when I first started, I was shaking like a leaf on a tree. I could never finish a form. I would always go on stage and would forget it, because I saw all these poets going up, and they're not reading, they're reciting, and I'm like, I want to do that, and I would have it in me, and I would get up there, and as loud as I am, as big as my voice is, and as outgoing as I am, the stage like took over, and I wouldn't be able to spit anything. And I was like, when I get a chance, when I get that chance, I'm gonna kill it.
Right.
So then I learned that repetition is what it is. I used to write a different form every time I went up there, and I learned that don't write in the form. Continue to do that form until you get it, and once you get it in you,
move on to the next one.
you'll be be able to spit it like you want to spit it. So I have to say that was my most significant moment. Just
And sometimes you can write a piece and you don't find a voice to that piece. It could be a year later till you find that exact voice or the seasoning for that particular piece. So you got to be patient and let that piece live and breathe, and then the ancestor, whatever, come to you and say, no, say it like this.
Yeah. And my first feature, honestly, I didn't get a feature until I started performing with my wife. She sings, so we started performing together. And I was, somebody kind of convinced us to start performing together.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, because she can blow, but she wasn't doing nothing but like karaoke's and stuff like that. She didn't have belief in her own gift.
Most definitely.
So we got together, we teamed up, and we was on some floetic type stuff. And I would spit while she's singing, and we got our first feature like that. It was actually a paid feature, and I'll never forget the feeling. Feeling like Dub said, like, damn, like I've arrived. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it's like to get on the stage, do something that you actually love doing and be paid for it. Like now I'm doing something that I love to do. That's when I knew I couldn't keep a job.
Fuck your
I
job.
couldn't keep a job.
Fuck your job. Was y'all there when I was saying that?
Yeah.
Fuck your job, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna do my job.
Yeah, but fuck it. Well, let me ask you this. This is all of y'all the same question. What made you find belief in yourself and get past fear to go past it? Because we all had to get past the fear within ourselves to get on stage. Yeah. What made us, or what made y'all get past the fear within yourself? You start.
I actually have never physically got past the point where I'm not scared anymore. I'm nervous every time I perform.
You are?
Every single time.
What is wrong with me then?
To me, it's. I read somewhere that fear keeps you humble. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not that. To me, the true presence of being brave is not absence of fear. It's facing it. You know what I'm saying? It's facing whatever the fear is.
This is true.
So like whether it's a crowd of 3 people or 300. I go to be myself, but even when I get there, my first couple words, my first nerves on the stage, I'm like, hope this go well, pew, and then I start.
Let me understand something. If you, because I'm trying to understand your thought process. If you done smash shows all around the country, all right, you done smash your joint every first Sunday, right? What's in your head to make you be like, you're not gonna smash it again? When you got data to support, you're gonna smash it. That's the part that I don't understand. That part.
The concept that I told you earlier. It's about the minute you feel like you've made it, you cheat yourself out of the opportunity to grow.
Right.
So like being aware of my talent, I'm aware of it, but that doesn't mean that that's gonna be received at this particular point, at this particular audience, and this particular scene. So the demographic, all that matters. Like even the event we had last night, you know what I mean? Like, the team set up for me, like they made a prom. She came in, laced it. Mickey took it up 2 levels. God has set the place on fire. It was primed for me to come. Like they laid it in my lap. They threw me alley-oop. Hey, go dunk, coach.
Right.
But what if I didn't? That moment is always there.
Right.
That don't mean I'm gonna fall short, but it's the possibility of letting my team down, letting the people that came to patronize down. That thought is there. So that's the fear. But if I don't go on the stage, then I failed. You know what I mean? So that's the part we get past. Like, but once you get there, and once it's received, that very first rewind. fear is gone.
Right.
Now
You in autopilot, muscle memory.
Yeah. Now I'm in mode.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but the initial part is always a little bit of fear.
I don't know what's wrong with me then. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, like, of course, like, based on my set stuff that I know, like, new stuff, I feel that feeling. But stuff that I know, in my mind, I be thinking, like, I know this banging. If you don't receive it, something wrong with you. Because I know for a fact that I wrote this a certain way and I know it's official. I'm not going to put it out unless I know it's official. You understand that thought process? Am I tripping with that?
No, that's belief in self. That's fine, but that's still, you understand. You believe it. Your belief in self is one thing, but to instantly assume that that's going to be received, that's another person's feeling. You don't control that.
Most definitely.
So when you get to the point where you put that out, you got to be comfortable enough to do it. But that doesn't mean it's going to be always received.
All right, what you just said, that's the part that I'm talking about. I guess that's the part that I hold on to. And right now, if I spit something in my mind, I know it's good. If you don't think it's good, it don't bother me because I know already it's still, like, I don't care if you don't receive it because I know it's dope. Is that arrogant? Like, what is...
It's cocky.
It's definitely a tad bit of arrogance.
It's like...
I don't think it's arrogant. I think it's kind of cocky, though.
Like the poem you spit, right? When you started off, right? You know that shit fire. Let me say this. You know that shit fire. Once you get to a certain level, you know, like, I'm a smash with this. I'm a smash with this. And you got data to support that.
I know that. I know that there's a possibility that of these 100 people that might hear this poem, that 90 of them might like it. It's a possibility.
Right.
But again, but you can't ignore the fact that it's
10. The 10 don't.
And what if that 10 is right in the front row when you spit?
Right.
The facial expression.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen somebody go like this the whole time.
You know what if that
impressed me.
Yeah, or the famous got their phone up scrolling while you know what I mean?
Right.
Those moments always creep in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it can be a hindrance. But it's there.
Right.
The feeling is there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But, all right, let me say this and then we keep it going. Like that one you spit in the beginning, right? Right, or the joint piece y'all did last night, or the one you did before Hood came on, or the one you did. In my mind, it's like, if I do it and the 10 don't receive it, in my mind, it's like, there's something wrong with y'all. Like give you an example. What's your favorite album?
My favorite album?
Yeah, hip hop. Classic.
I would say Kanye, College Dropout.
Like, I know it's a classic. Everybody knows it's a classic. The people who don't think it's a classic, in my mind, there's something wrong with your thought process. You get it? Because it's like when I hear Illmatic, Nas Illmatic, or Reasonable Doubts, or... See, like, in my mind, they classic. And if you don't understand what this is, it ain't for you. Yeah. So when I'm on stage, I be like, when I spit...
But that's two totally different things.
Yeah.
It not being for you and something wrong with you is not the same thing. Right. Like, okay. Take, for instance... A specific genre of poetry, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I told you I'm a fan of I'm an advocate for the brothers, for the men to get some respect, some credibility, and all that stuff.
Most definitely. These women out here trying to crush us and stuff.
And they do it all the time.
Right.
And we're in arena with that 70% women.
Mm-hmm.
So if we add these sets, we're gonna hear a lot of my baby daddy one there, my daddy ain't about nothing, blah blah blah. We're gonna hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say that those pieces aren't well written and that those testimonies aren't true. Me personally, I usually tune it out because it's not for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like let me hear a sister get up and say, hey, me and this brother did something. It didn't work out, but it was both our fault or whatever. You know what? And I ain't gonna bash him. I'm gonna clap. You know what I mean? Because I received that. When I hear I was Superwoman, I did everything, and it was all this way, but he just
out.
ain't. I would become that person, one of those 10 people that I talk about. I'm the scroller. It's
terrible.
not for me.
It's terrible.
It's not, but it's what I can relate to.
But you don't disrespect when it's not for them.
Most
And
definitely.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to be for you, but you. I mean,
kind of like what She Pharaoh did last night too with the men piece she did. She was actually praising men. You know what I mean? She was giving honor to black men or whatever. Like, so pieces like that, you know, you sit and you listen for it. But if you come up there and you bashing, man, or you talking down on this brother, you know what I'm saying, you being a little disrespectful, then yeah, some pieces like that people don't feel.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
But the piece might be well written.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying?
I have a poem, but I'm not.
Those
I
are
don't
tricky.
have a poem that's uplifting me. I personally write off inspiration. I have a poem about my dad. You know, he was a hustler. He did some things, and I wrote it about him. And it's not bashing him. It's just the situation.
Right, it is what it is.
And so some people are like, well, why would you write that and put it out there? You know, even him.
Yeah,
Because
right.
I say his name in the poem. He was charged up when he heard it, and he heard his name. But then we heard what the piece was about. He was like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, I talked to you,
It's your truth.
and I spoke to you.
And it's your truth.
It's true. It's my truth. It's actually what I went through, you know. So I needed you to hear it. So, you know, so something you shouldn't do that. That should not, you know, that shouldn't even be put out there. I say, well, it's out there. He's did it. It's not it's not a secret, you know. I just put it in what I did from my eyes. I spoke it how I wanted to speak, you know. I was able to write it and relate to it, and that's that piece that I had to do several times to find my voice. You know what I'm saying? I wrote it and I sent it to them in a voice record, and I was like, I'm scared to do this piece. I'm scared, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. Then I wound up, I probably did like 30 times, and then I would cry in the middle of the piece, the 31st time. And I'm like, why am I crying? Why do I get this feeling? Why is it this piece? And you know, and I kind of wanted to take it back at that point, because I'm like, maybe it hurt him just as much as it hurt me. So, but yeah, if it's not for you, I can understand that, but I don't understand. Don't bash me or disrespect me, because that's my story.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But let me ask you this. How did you get past the fear of getting on stage and also figuring out that this is, oh, you already said how you stumbled into your purpose. But how did you, both of y'all?
Shaking like a leaf on a tree last night. You ain't see me shaking.
How said it?
When I said Superwoman, my hands was like this.
Wow, you
They wasn't
dope.
focused on your hands. They was focused.
Like when you dope, it's like
Yeah.
you listen. This is how my mind thinks. You at Jordan, y'all at the Jordan level, so now it's like it's going in.
I want to put
Right.
that.
Am I tripping? I'm like, this
I
shit
wanna
going
put that
in.
piece to that's one piece that I want to put to rest.
Mm.
And I do it so much because people request it so much.
Right.
And I guess because the way it's delivered.
They request
So
it
I
so
wrote
much.
it one day
Right, exactly.
because of, you know, I am into mental health, and there was a lot of girls self-harming and committing suicide at the time, and I wrote it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got it, stop spitting, do that again. Black girl, but everywhere I go, and I'm like, I don't want to do black girl. I even just put it on my album, and I'm like, I don't want to put that on my album.
Speaking of, I'm glad you said it. What's some pieces y'all do that y'all hate to do, but y'all have to do it all the time because everybody beg you or ask you to do it?
Off the top, the first piece I did last night, Me and the Niggas. I wrote that a couple years ago. It's won me awards. It's got whatever. There was a point where for about a year straight, every time I had a feature, it was requested. I got tired of it. Like I literally went about 7 or 8 months without doing a piece on purpose, because I was like, I don't want to do this piece again. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But whenever I go somewhere, it is requested. Wendy asked me to do it last night. That's why I did it.
Right.
It's a powerful message in it. But personally, artistically, I'd be like, I got other poems. I can write this stuff.
Right.
So I don't be wanting to do it no more.
And you don't want to be known as the men and nigga poet.
Right.
Because you got so much more to offer the world.
I'm definitely the black girl poet.
Right.
Yeah, me, it's my Chirac piece.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that was so requested, and one time this was actually just last summer. I was at a block club party helping my homie with the kids, you know, helping set up the games, and I'm blowing up the bouncy house, you know, I'm doing community stuff, just chilling. I have my own kids with me. My man asked me to spit. He, come on, goddess, do something for the kids. I say, man, I got shorts and the flip-flops on. I said, I ain't come out here to do that. You know what I'm saying? I say, but you know what? It's for the kids. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I wasn't even really, did not want to perform this day, and he asked me to do Chirac. I said, I knew he was finna do this, man. I knew it. And the day I did it, I went on the spit holding my baby. I had my baby on my arm. He was crying. Wouldn't let me put him down.
Right.
And it went viral.
Yep.
Mm.
Over 200,000 views.
You can't get in the way of what God wants you to do.
It went viral. It went viral, man. Like, the day I did not want to do that piece. Like, and just like they said, you get, it's a repetition. I've done it so many times. I won awards for that piece and everything as well. And it's just like, man, like you say, I got more to offer. It's a strong message. It is, but I've done it so many times, it's over and over and over again. It's like, I got other stuff.
Right.
It's my most requested piece.
You saying it's layers to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go a little deeper than what you want them to come deeper to where you at.
Yeah, it's definitely my most requested one, though.
I want you to answer this.
It's messy.
Because because that's something I always want to know. Like, do you have a piece that you just get tired of doing?
Yeah. All right. So without getting into too much length,
You good?
no, I know what I'm saying. Like, all right, this feels like it's a multiple answer question, but when I get into it, I don't get a lot of requests for pieces, but at the same time, I don't look for people's opinions on what I should be doing. I mean, I know I have favorite pieces because there was a point where, I've been performing for every bit of 20 years.
Wow.
And I had a distinct spot where my writing just elevated, like it just took off. Like you would compare my one piece that I just wrote to a piece that I wrote a month later, you would swear that they were different writers.
Right.
And in that time, it's like those pieces that define you as a writer become your standbys. Like you can go anywhere and you say this and it's just gonna wow, you're gonna come out the box from nowhere. And I learned to thrive on those pieces. And at the same time too, it's like I'm always leery of am what I'm doing now gonna hinder me in the future? So I became so dependent on those pieces that I was looking at it was gonna hamper my writing ability for the future. And I did not want that to happen. So I made an abrupt decision and said, look, I'm not gonna perform these pieces anymore because I need to grow, which is forcing me to put myself out there to see what I really got in the reserves.
Oh.
And the day that I did that, I was at a poet's set. You guys know Sparkle? Yeah. All right. So I did this piece that I've been pushing hard for at least 5 years. And I got people that would stand up and recite my lines with me verbatim.
Right.
And before I did it, that one day, I'm like, look, this is a personal decision. This is the last time you guys are going to hear me. This is the last time you guys are going to hear me do this piece live.
Right.
Okay, mind you, this was 9 years ago. Wow. All right, so I did the piece. I put my all into it. And this lady, she is the salt of the earth, the most gentle person you will ever meet in life. She stood up, she was like, gee, you can't retire that piece, we need it. And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Man, alright, I feel you. That spoke to me, I got you.
The Chirac piece I hate doing, they want me to do it for a play. Coming up in August. I'm trying to retire it, but it keeps being requested.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's a good point. It's sometimes it's not what you want if it's helping people.
Right.
It's like you saying
the message is bigger than the art.
Right. You're basically saying I know this gonna heal you, but I don't want to do it, but you got to do it. I'm sorry.
I will say this, I grew up in a culture poetically where you got people that are poets that are talented, and then at the same time you've also got promoters that are trying to put on shows. And you know what I'm saying, by all means, by all means, if you are paid as an artist, if you are paid to do a piece, you do that piece. Yeah. You don't go rogue in that moment.
Most definitely.
Okay. That's just bad business. But when you got promoters out here that are trying to manufacture the perfect open mic, when you say, when they hit you up, you walk in the building, all right, you up next. We had Steve, okay, do the Chicago piece. Man, you had me do that the last 8 sets. It's, no.
I'm doing this piece.
You know what I'm saying? That creates an artistic environment where the artists can't express themselves.
Right. You basically are you suffocating artistically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do
seriously
that.
hamper someone's creativity.
And not just that. The way I be looking at stuff, I think y'all might feel the same way. If I'm wrong, correct me. Sometimes you spitting stuff and people love that, but the stuff you've been writing crushes the stuff you already, the stuff you already put out that they don't know nothing about. You be like, oh, you don't know.
Exactly.
I got this other stuff that's way better than that.
Facts,
I
bro.
promise you
Facts, bro.
exactly how I feel
Facts.
at this very moment.
I know.
I'm working on I'm working on an album. It's gonna be my last audio project for, I ain't gonna say ever, but like this last one. Moving forward, I'm focused more on the literary thing. I'm focused on the books. But like this is gonna be the last audio project, and I got 4 of the pieces already memorized, but I haven't spit not one yet. Not one, because when I started, I'm planning on walking in sets, knocking out, and that's that. Like,
right.
Where that come from? It's been in the works for a minute.
Most
It's time to do something different. But like, every time I go somewhere, it's depending on where it is. They got an expectation of what they want me to do. You know what I mean? And if it's a showcase, which is most of the time it's a feature, you know, when they pay me, I'm gonna do what they want me to do. You know what I mean? But that's not artistic freedom at that point.
No,
You know
it's
what I
not.
mean?
It's not.
So I'm at this stage like y'all don't even see what's gonna happen now.
Right. And to me, based on what y'all saying, I believe by doing that, see, we do this somewhat to be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't make me a hostage to my work by not letting me grow and show you what else I can do. That's a punishment. Am I wrong?
No.
Right, he got a line that go, you a slave.
You a slave to
What
your
you're
last
saying,
piece.
and when you're trying to grow as an artist, it makes you a slave to your last piece. Because you need every last piece to be better than your last piece. But a last piece comes when you get comfortable walking in your own lane, in your own route.
And that's what has pushed me to become a better performer, because he did this to me. We was in Milwaukee, and I was like, man, the last time I was here, I blazed the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I went without the team. I just came to support the open mic. I don't live too far from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So the next time we went up to Milwaukee, whole team go, and coach was like, said what he just said, like, your last piece got to be better than your last piece. And he told me that before we walked in. I was like, oh shit, what am I finna do then? I was like, I gotta be better than what I was before.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying?
right. You don't want to be a rerun.
Yeah, you
Right,
know what
right,
I mean?
right.
So like that pushed me though to, you know, as far as wanting to write better, wanting to perform better, wanting to make sure that the last time I did something, the next time it has to be better, regardless of where, if I feel I arrived or not. It's never too late to grow. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
You
right.
gotta be better. You just
Most
got to.
definitely. It's funny because when you said, when you spit the stuff and you see people mimicking your words, to me it's like, I gotta stop. When I see somebody spitting my pieces, it's like,
Yeah.
maybe I need to stop doing this one because
or maybe they just a fan. You
they're
know what I mean?
fans. They gotta be offended to stand it, but it's
I know
like,
Beyonce songs, I sing them.
most
Because
definitely.
I'm a fan.
Most
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
Yeah, but
You don't want to be a rerun though.
To
Like
me,
Right.
you
to
don't.
me, to me that grinds my gears.
Ugh, yes, it
I
does.
can. The minute I know, so I see now, and I don't mean my team. That's different because we have 3 shows in a day, and we
Y'all should know each other's
right,
stuff.
we know each other.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But
The nerve.
if I come back to ATL and I come spit at your set again, and somebody know a line to the piece that I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
like knowing a line is one thing, because some dope lines gonna stand out and that's gonna stick with you.
Right, right.
But if they can spit a stanza, I'm not doing the piece no
Most
more.
definitely.
I'm
Most
not.
definitely. Most
You
definitely.
know what?
Kinda-
That won't happen in ATL ever again.
Most
That's
definitely.
me.
There's somebody, I swear, somebody in our audience knows everybody pieces.
Yeah.
Her
yeah.
name is Misha, and her name is 411. Her memory is a beast.
Yeah, talked about her earlier.
If something stands out to her, she gonna do your piece with
Most
you while
definitely.
you
To the
lying.
point where we would be in audience like, man, I forgot that line, and she'll
She
say,
spit
"It's
it out.
this, it's this." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I remember that." Like,
Damn, she a fucking computer, bro.
She
serious.
can suck it in.
Yeah, we have an
Serious.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things I wish I
She's a
had.
dope writer too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Very dope writer.
That's what Hood was saying earlier. He brung up and said she was born on 4/11, her birthday 4/11, and she's 4/11.
4/11.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna never forget that. That's in my head. So 4/11, shout out to you, cause I don't know who you are, but you dope.
yeah.
But my question to you is, it's funny because how many pieces you have committed to memory?
Coach, hold on.
I told
Hold
you,
on.
I'm at 25.
Hey, Coach, he don't play about that.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
When I first joined the team, like that, we had homework. You know what I mean? This is why I call him coach, because you know our team is a real team. You know what I mean? So he would give us homework, and one of our assignments was that we had to memorize at least 2 pieces a month, 2-3 pieces a month. We had to write a new piece every month. You know what I'm saying? Like conviction. So like he don't play about the memorization. So I got at least 10. I got at least 10 pieces memorized. Like real talk. Real talk, and different genres, because Coach big on that too.
Yeah.
He teaches us, whereas you need to be able to be hired for anything.
Most definitely. Most
I don't
definitely.
care if it's erotic, if it's a church, if it's a school, you got to go talk to kids.
Right.
You got to have a piece ready for them kids. You
Most
know what
definitely.
I'm saying?
Most
So
definitely.
that's how Coach
We,
teaches us.
we,
You feel me?
we was talking about this offline. We should have recorded that. But that's what we was talking about offline. It's like, why would you only paint with black when you could paint with so many different colors?
That's right.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
Man, real shit, Coach.
Yeah.
Offhand, I'd say I probably got about 20 pieces memorized.
Wow.
That I can just
20 years, you better, man.
Saying,
One
it's
very year.
I say 20 though, and it's like I'm like, man, it's only 20. Like I should have a novel that I can spit at any point. At this, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So
right.
I mean, like this moment's kind of like make me realize like where I need to go with it. But I don't know. Like I just want to touch on something too. Like we're talking about the stuff like what pieces that you don't want to do and everything like that. I'm sorry to be backtracking.
No, you good, you good.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like it kind of speaks to our discipline on that, but like the artistry in us is never, ever, like in the history of ever gonna go stagnant. You know what I'm saying? It speaks to our discipline, you know what I'm saying, what we do with what we got reserved. I don't see myself retiring any pieces, but I definitely need to work some more either into the arsenal or create some more, because you are only as good as like the people that you can help with your gift. So I mean, if you ain't adding to it, you ain't helping nobody else.
That's right.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Facts.
Like I love Good Times and I love Martin, but if a new version of Good Times come out with the same people, or a new version of Martin come on with the same people, I want to watch a new episode. I don't want to watch the rerun. I know all that.
Right.
Same question.
Let's see, how many tracks I got on my last album? I'm sorry, 8. I know about maybe about 15. I got about 15 pieces.
What was your hardest piece to commit to memory? Because some pieces you get to, you be like, it's dope, and you like, when I learn this, I'ma smash it. But it's like you fighting to learn it. Like, oh my God, I don't even want to learn this shit no more. Am I tripping?
No, I have bad memory anyway. Like it's a known fact that I forget
Short term,
everything.
ain't no joke.
I'm telling you, it's just they just know she got it. Well, she ain't got on her glasses. One or the other. And if she ain't got those, she's not ready, you know. But yeah, my glasses. I'm trying to learn. Like I have all my pieces are hard to learn. If I'm not writing it in one sitting, I don't know it. I don't know it if I didn't. I had to write it. The reason why I learned Black Girl right offhand, because we were driving back from Minnesota, and it just came to me. You know, I'm like, oh, let me write that. And I continued to write a 6 hour drive, and I finished it. And I had it. I already had it in memory by the time we got where we was going. I'm like,
Shit.
oh my God, I know this, because I have to
You did.
continuously read the piece. When I get to one line, I'm like, okay, well. Then I read it again. I'm like, oh, I know a line to put right
You can't.
there. Then I read it again. Every line, I read the piece over again.
I gotta correct you on something. You can't say you had bad memory. You learned something in 6 hours.
Certain pieces, I do. It's
like
certain
that.
things
It's
that
like
sit
that.
with you.
God
It's certain things
damn.
that will sit with you. And this piece was sitting on my heart.
Right. You said it was easy because it's your life.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I was dealing with these young
Damn,
ladies.
6 hours. I
and
ain't never learned
had
nothing.
to- I had to get this piece.
We got another team member that's like that. Like his oxygen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He will. We have a sitting like this, or we have a site and say, hey,
Yeah, right.
we need to write this on here right here is like it. We'll be talking like, hey, you know, the whole conversation like, Ox, you ready? Yeah, I got mine ready. Like
Memory.
And the
I wish I had that, bro.
And
I wish I had that.
he's bar-tastic. I'm talking about bar-tastic. He is double-breasted
Right.
because he can sing too.
Right.
So
That dude's a
when
triple
he
threat.
real.
When he I'm talking about, he will murk a stage.
Right.
That's just who he is. You know?
Do me a favor, name me some of the other members that's in your team and tell me about each one of them if you don't mind. It was too many to even go through that.
No, so we got different members and they're active in different genres and everything. Like what I would say, Major Oxygen, Amy J. That's our sweetheart. That's our angel. She's more of a poet than a spoken word artist, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Because the performance part is not what she's focused on. She's focused on the messages and the delivering and the healing.
That's our aim.
But she's a steadying hand in the team. Like she's the cog we call when we need to have some conferences, we need to talk, we need to get things in order, get our attitudes adjusted.
Right.
That's her.
She said, "Let's pray.
Let's get it in
Let's
order."
pray.
Amen.
We got it's a young fire thoroughbred named Tiger No Tony. He's whole another branch. Bars galore. He's the person who I feel like I like to say when I step back and I put the mic out, it's either gonna be in God's hand or Tiger hand. Those two that take over the hosting and take over the control the floor of the show. You know what I mean? The way that I would. I have full. I'll say. I give him full support of what he's trying to do. Tiger's working on the project right now. He's somebody to look up. No Chill University, Tiger No Tony. Those team members. And of course the other founder, AJ Styles. He's not a performer. He's more of a promoter side.
Yep.
So you just brought up hosting. Break down some of the dynamics of hosting, because I don't know if people know how hard that shit hard.
It is.
A lot of people don't know
It is.
how dynamic it is to host a show and make it flow a certain way and make it seem easy.
That it's just getting up, introducing people.
Mhm.
And if they think that they failed already, it is. First, you gotta have a balance between understanding that the flow of the show is about the energy between the host and the patrons.
That's right.
The talent helps, but the talent ain't the show. Like, you got to be able to say, I got to keep the energy right without being a mic hog. It can't be about me. I ain't got to get up here and do 7 pieces.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I got to make sure these people are entertained and having a good time. And then go through your list. You got to make sure that the energy doesn't get redundant.
That's right.
If you know this artist, like, they probably gonna go in this direction. This artist probably gonna go in this direction. The crowd needs this right now. So I'm gonna skip from 1 to 4. You're next.
Right.
Those are things you gotta pick up on the fly.
Most definitely.
And then you still gotta be prepared. If, let's just say it's a light night, you got a packed house and your list is thin.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Can you entertain the crowd? Not just by being a poet or a singer, but can you sit up and have conversations? Can you do things to keep the crowd saying, "Man, I want to go back there"?
Right.
That is not easy.
It's an art. It's an art form. It's an art form to hosting. If you ask me, I would say that there is an art form to hosting. Just like you're a spoken word artist or a rapper or a singer, and you're a host, like that is an art form. You know what I'm saying? Only certain people can control a room, can set the tone for a crowd like that. It's definitely a skill. You know what I'm saying? I've learned hosting. You know what I mean? From watching people like Black Ice up in Chicago. You know, you have to take notes. You know, that's what I was doing anyway. You know what I mean? I was taking notes. I was paying attention. You know, to the things that you're supposed to say. It's all about energy. You know what I mean? Especially when you on that mic. You did a great job hosting last night, bro.
I appreciate
Great
it.
job hosting last
I
night.
really.
I noticed you only performed once.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people on the list, you know what I'm saying, and you took great awareness to that. You know what I mean? You spit only one time. I thought you was gonna do a little more, but what you gave us was just enough.
I appreciate
to continue to keep the show rolling. You
I
know what I
appreciate
mean?
that.
When
That
he
was
didn't
good.
bring to the show, he let off the cipher afterwards. So.
You know what was the hardest part for me doing that show last night? The hardest part for me was, like, if you got monsters that come in the building late, but you also got new people that you know they need to get on because they've been on the list longer.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I want to close the show with monsters
Right.
and make the show the audience right, or I don't want to be fair to
The newcomers.
the newcomers and let them feel like you just here for no. That's a balancing part. Like,
and you never know until it's time. Like one of the rules we have, like, cause I used to struggle with that a lot. I had one complaint over the years since we've been doing it, and it was literally a mistake. Like somebody's name got crossed out by mistake. You know what I mean? So her name was on the list at the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
She was there
the whole time. Yeah. And then, some of the monsters came through, and we honor the legends when they walk in. Hey, we acknowledge them on the stage. Hey, so-and-so just walked through the door, show love, blah, blah. So, of course, they come through, they rock. So then afterwards, show went well, but I did get a message like, oh, so you just going to overlook me because so-and-so came? And it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, but I understood how they felt. So what I did was implement at that point and say, hey, only the first 15 people to sign up are guaranteed to speak.
Most definitely.
And then, the list can go as long as 30 people. You know what I mean? But only the first 15 plus our feature are guaranteed. And that means if you're interested, you're going to reach out to me, not just come and sign up. You're going to inbox me. You're going to hey, I'm coming tonight. Put me on the list. So by the time my later list out, I already got 7 people already lined up. And then the monsters, we already got relationships, so I know whether they coming. Right. I know these 7 people coming because they reached out to me. Then I got the text like, bro, I'm en route, put me on. At that point, I know to keep a balance between but the newcomers to me take priority.
Most definitely.
And because our set is set up to bring newer artists and give them some shine.
Right. Because they could be potential monsters also.
Right. So
in the future,
we shine a light on them, and then if the monsters come, we let them close it out.
Our set is known for energy. That's literally what they go. They can go there, come to our set and be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't censor anybody. So if you got a erotic piece, you nasty. Be nasty. That's just who you are. We tell you, we let everybody know we're not censored. You bring your kids in here. We're telling you that somebody might get up there and talk about lovemaking in a way that you're not comfortable with, or somebody might do power to the people piece that maybe you're not comfortable with. Only thing that we ask people not to do is a diss piece. You can't be. We can't. You can't diss anybody.
Right.
You can't. That's just what we're not with that. Right. So whether this is your first poem or your 101st poem, what we do is make you feel like we make you feel like you J. Ivy on the stage.
Right. And the thing is, poets, this piece is not gonna get you features. What are you in it for? That's the one thing you need to ask yourself. What are you in it for? You know what I mean? Let me ask you this. How do it feel being a part of a juggernaut team and also helping this team be bigger than what it is? Because each one of y'all play an important role to make Team at Ease dope. So first of all, tell me how you met each one of these artists, and then I want y'all to tell me how do it feel to be a part of a juggernaut. Because the thing is, sometimes you could be a part of something and not realize, like, shit, I'm a part of something big. I'm a part of something dope. So explain that to each one of y'all.
Funny, G. I got adopted. Actually, I was a fan of G before I met him. First time I ever heard him was on Black Ice had an album out at the time, and he had the piece was called Next Up, and he had it was a cipher of different poets on it, and I remember his verse because his voice was distinctive in the wordplay. He said something about why Jesus was on the front line. I was a coward, Howard in the trenches. I was like, who is this guy? I'm like, who is this guy? Then I want to say maybe a year later, I seen him at a set. And I walked up to him. That's how I went in. And I walked up to him, and I was like, bro, I heard you on the CD before. I'm a fan. So, and we've been kind of
what you said.
we've been
rocking out
ever
since.
Since, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, like, over the course of time, we built the rapport. Then he's actually the newest member of the team. You know what I mean? So, 3BM. I'm saying Goddess came to At Ease because the co-founder of the team, AJ Styles, his wife and her are cousins. You know what I mean? So they came out. She just introduced herself. Like, man, my cousin gonna come out to the show. So when she came out, was reading for the phone, had a powerful presence. I was like, and I instantly go into teaching mode. I always do it. Like, whether they want to receive it or not, it just be on me. I was like, hey, want to give you some pointers on what you should do. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Went there. I did that with her. She skyrocketed. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Literally, I named her the Trailblazer because she literally took what was already in her, took the toolage that people was pouring into her, and took clean off.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, more than a woman.
Mickey, again, we 25-year friends, but when she came around, I was a artist on the open mic scene. And she, using her business mind, she was just like, are you getting what you deserve for these open mics? Like, are you getting paid like you're supposed to? And I gave her the politically correct answer. She was like, that means no. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
we started talking, and she became my manager. And as we started building, like, you know, went from, I'm just on open mic now I got an artist app.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in a magazine. Now I'm doing this. And we started doing shows together for like 2 years straight, but it was just me and her. You know what I mean? It was so much, and it was so much stress. It was tiring.
Oh my God.
People would see the successful sold out event. They didn't see the work. I got to travel from this side of the city, this side of the city, selling tickets, and all. It was
I died.
so between me and her, we had to do everything, and eventually we was like, we need to build a team. We need a team. So as we was building, the key to it to me was always, hey, I want people with character. The talent can come, you know, or the talent can be there, but your character means more than anything.
Right.
And I kept telling them, I don't want to be David Ruffin in the Temptations. We need to be the Temptations.
Most
That
definitely.
means whatever's going on, you got to hold your own. You got to stand out. You got to be who you gonna be. Because I didn't need help being me.
Most
I'm gonna do my part.
Most definitely.
What you gonna do is what you gonna do.
Right.
So, but as collectively, we're juggernaut.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what happened.
It go back to what we was talking about earlier offline about. It go back to what we was talking about earlier offline for us, the planets, right? It's like you are a planet on your own, and you're trying to create a solar system,
Right.
opposed to people living on your planet. And that's what I think a lot of artists need to learn what you just said, because to do what need to be really done, we need to have a solar system of different planets to make these things bigger than what it is, opposed to everybody riding on your back or your back or your back or your back. You know what I
And
mean?
we know teams like that. Now, let me answer your question about being a part of the Juggernaut team. But I always tell Coach and Boss Lady,
You don't come with a filter.
I say, I feel like I'm a part of Wu-Tang. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. Most
You know,
definitely.
we the Wu-Tang clan of poetry, man. You
Most
know, we ain't got as many numbers as Wu, but what I mean by that is how everybody in Wu-Tang clan, they are individual artists. They all got individual projects, individual movies, whatever that they doing.
Deals.
Individual deals. They all dope in their own aspect. And that's exactly what you see when you see Team at Ease.
Most definitely.
When we come together as a clan,
Voltron.
we can still rock.
Voltron.
We can still
Voltron,
rock.
all
You know what I
day.
mean?
Absolutely.
And that's what Coach big on. He say, I want y'all to focus on y'all individual brands. But when we come together as a team, as a collective, they need to see the power in us sticking together. So that's what it is. We the Wu.
At
We
Ease
the
is an
Wu at
umbrella.
Ease.
But under this umbrella, you got Double G, you got Words of War, you got Goddess Warrior, you got Hood Rage, you got Boss Lady, you got No Chill University. You know what I'm saying? You got everything, all of this under this one umbrella. That makes the army that much stronger.
Right.
So like, if everybody's a general in their own army,
That's right.
but when we sit at this table, we sitting as generals. Where's the weak link?
Exactly.
Well, another thing too, I know it gets said a lot, but often overlooked. Not that it's not being put to use, but it's like you always say, man, you're part of the squad. You check your ego at the door.
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
And and that's holding each other accountable from performance to etiquette. It all matters.
Etiquette matters a whole hell of a lot. A whole lot.
It does. Well,
Definitely.
I was I just wanted to stay in the
Sorry, I
background.
disrupted the flow. I'm cooking in the sun.
Oh, no, you
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I did do it. Man,
You gonna have to do some editing.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all good.
So, you wanna sit right
We
there?
good on the time, Milk?
Yeah, we good. We good.
Yeah, I just wanted to stay in the background, and they didn't let me. And I wish they leave me alone, but they won't. Oh, okay.
The Wu-Tang Clan, they can put on a concert tomorrow that'll be cracking with every member.
Yep.
And each individual member could put on their own concert, and
Right.
it'd be cracking. You see what I'm saying?
Most
It's the
definitely.
same with us. Each one of us could do a one-man show, and then we can come together as a team and put on the whole show.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That's how we rock, man.
Most definitely.
I'm glad we have a team.
It's always strong as a team.
I'm
It's
glad
always
we
strong to have a team.
Because when it was two, it was hard.
What do you think? What do you think the most important thing you learned in the poetry realm by doing what y'all been doing?
Most important thing?
Yeah, or one of the most important things.
One of the most important things I say I've learned, man, is being
Go
humble,
ahead,
man.
sure.
Remaining humble.
That's all right.
Remaining humble.
We're gonna have. I'm gonna put on that edited by Double G right.
Sorry, I messed up.
We had to fix
You
it.
good, bro?
I'm really sorry.
You good, bro? I want you to be comfortable, bro. It's a little quicker right now because I had to like bring it up like that to have you in there still from being back there.
Go forward.
No, you good. I mean, it got you. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you good, man. You good. I'm baking too. I know exactly what you mean.
Welcome to Atlanta, huh?
Yeah. Well, this is foreplay right here.
Oh, they just
For real,
tingling
this
us,
foreplay right here.
Stand doing.
I got burned really badly this year. I ain't trying to do it again.
But while to answer your question, the most important thing I've learned as an artist and performer, man, is humility. Last night, a young man from the Cat's Cafe, you know, he got really emotional. You know what I'm saying? And I went and hugged him and stuff, and he was crying and everything.
Oh shit.
But like you gotta humble yourself to realize that what we doing is bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to reach back to somebody and that they actually feel something like they went to church. You know what I mean? Like you gotta stay humble to be able to give that back to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was the most important thing that I learned is that people are actually listening.
Right.
You know, and so you got to keep yourself humble and grounded so that that person can relate. Because that young man wouldn't have opened up to me and been transparent. This is a man, grown man, who shed tears in front of me last night.
Most definitely.
So you know that meant a lot. I can't take that for granted. I can't let my ego, you know what I'm saying, be like, damn, yeah, I made that nigga cry. I broke that nigga down.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I can't do that.
Right,
I gotta humble myself and give that back. So that's the most important thing that I learned, man. Is humility is a must in this business. You know what I mean? It really is. You know what I'm saying? I can't get the Kanye ego until I get to the Kanye money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, humility is everything, especially in front of broken people.
With me, it's finding the balance between the confidence in self and still being open to critique. The hardest part for me right now is something I'm dealing with right now is the higher you get, the more you shine, the more shade comes. So everything that you do is under a microscope. So something can be like your good intentions can be twisted into something else depending on how this person already views you.
Right.
And to have the people who have an influence over like their opinions matter. I have been known to kind of buckle under people's opinions at times. You know what I mean? And me lately, I'm sticking my chest out now. Like,
Give me a metaphorical explanation of what you just said.
Okay.
Cause we don't gotta see name none of that. Just give me a metaphorical explanation.
I have there's a certain there are different cliques on the scene.
Right.
And the leaders of the cliques.
We'll call them teams.
Okay.
Let's click sound bad. We'll call them teams.
Whatever. You know, it's different teams, and the heads of the teams supposed to have a rapport. Well, that's what we speak. And more so lately, I've been hearing that I've been pushed to the outskirts, or they trying to push me to the outskirts.
Right.
Even trying to downplay the impact that I have on the scene.
Right.
It stung a little because this is from some of the same people who I help to give lessons to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, so you gonna use my tutelage to try to act like I'm not me? You know what I mean?
Right.
That me prior to that would have bothered me big time. Now I'm like this. Now you feel like you can match me? match me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now my lion is roaring a little bit more. You know what I mean? And I still got to keep that in check because then I'll lose the purity of the artistry. Now I'm writing to show people I got more bars than this, when that was never my point.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Now I want to show them that you still can't sell out as many shows as me, when that was never my point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to check myself because at times I feel like I was being challenged in areas that I feel like why would you challenge me? You know what I mean? When it's already been shown who I am.
Right. You got to do to support what you're talking about.
Right.
And you got to check your ego still to let your ego know, like, I'm still moving forward. Don't get caught up in that. Stay focused on your purpose.
I'm watching the way certain people move,
Definitely
and I see my DNA
in
everywhere. But then you want to question.
Definitely
you know what I
can't
mean?
get caught up in it.
You got receipts, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Right.
So that was something. That's something I've been teetering with the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Getting better at it, trying to keep it in balance.
What you just said, it goes into this post I wrote. I put it up a couple weeks ago. It said, we will be stronger together, but we always trying to outdo each other. The funny thing is, we in the same team. If we was on the same team, we'd be stronger. So let me say it a different way. We will be stronger together, but we always trying to outdo each other. But the funny thing is, if we was on the same team, we would go farther than where we at. So a lot of times, people, they see you as competition, but you ain't my competition.
That's how championships are won, man.
Yeah. So it's like, we ain't
team.
competition because
Real talk.
we on different levels. And if we on different levels and we was stronger, we was together, we would still be stronger. Like right now, I'm here in Georgia, y'all in Chicago. Y'all from Chicago, but y'all doing this for me. We making each other stronger right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm giving my energy. I'm sharing my platform. Y'all gonna share y'all platform. That's making each other stronger. But the moment you think it's all about you, the game fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
The game fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's why I like what you said. It's like you checking yourself and saying, you know what? I ain't getting caught up on that train. I'm staying on my train and my purposing because I got my blinders on. You know what I mean? I'm a horse racing to the motherfucking finish line, and I ain't looking over here and I ain't looking over here because my focus is different than y'all's. Y'all do that other shit y'all doing over there. I'm trying to make sure my planet and my solar system is in point.
Yeah. See, and I can't front. We still human.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And as artists, we sensitive as hell about what we do.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I've always had that mentality. But that's what I'm saying. Lately, I definitely found myself veering back into that lane, to a lane that I never wanted to be in the first place.
Right.
I'm the type that, whether I'm the feature or not, I'll come to your set and pray with you before your show because I want you to have a great show.
Most definitely.
So like, if that's where I'm at, what makes you think I'm trying to battle with you?
Right.
You know what I mean? But me showing that love got people say he only came because he can't even come to a set without without him.
But you know what it is? You know what it is, bro? That's what they would do. So they're pushing their insecurities and their thought process and trying to project it on you, but that ain't me. See, when you give love kills everything.
Everything.
Love kills
That's
bullshit,
what I meant
bro.
about the humility thing.
Yeah.
And me giving love back to that young brother last night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Love kills everything. That's just what it is. Period. Real talk.
I struggle with having I don't give a hell attitude.
Most
You
definitely.
know, and he's always.
Look at you. You know a good way you want to say, I don't give a fuck. You say, I don't give a hell. You can say, that's all
I
good.
don't give a fuck. I
Most
don't
definitely.
give a fuck attitude.
Most
And
definitely.
he's like, you can't be like that, but I really don't give a fuck.
Most
So
definitely.
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do what I have to do for us, and fuck them. You know. And that was the way I was for a long time. He was like, Mick, this is not only what we do. This is a business. You have to fix it. And I'm like, I don't want to fix it. I need them to know that I don't give a fuck. So if I give you the I don't give a fuck, then you know I don't give a fuck, and we can continue this.
We keep it rocking and when we rocking.
Exactly.
But love kills it all, though.
It does.
You know what? Because here's the thing. It's like, when you the real, the fake can't fuck with the real.
Absolutely.
You got to show you the real so the fake can get out of here.
Facts.
That's how I see shit.
They gone.
I wore my I don't give a
They
fuck
gone.
on my face, so I had to. I had to
The
take
real is being interviewed.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I took the I don't give a fuck off my
Straight
face,
up.
and I started. You know
Facts.
what? Let me fix this. So I kind of fixed it and gave a different. He was like, they don't know the other side of you. They know the boss lady that say respect the mic.
Right.
Because I'm quick to tell somebody to respect the
Most
mic. I was
definitely.
even in your
Most
say
definitely.
yesterday.
Most definitely.
hushing people, and then I have a bad habit of,
No,
when
bad
somebody
habit. That's a good
upset,
habit.
Do this, do that, fixing somebody's stuff and getting it together the way I think it should be, which is a bad
That's a
habit.
good thing.
Mine.
That's not a bad habit. That's a good habit.
But then it looked like I'm taking over.
No, because for me, the way I look at it is like, if my motherfucking shit like this, tell me my shit like fix that. If I got
Please tuck
lettuce
my
on my
tag.
teeth, say yo, get that right. I need you to catch the points that I can't catch, because sometimes I can't see this.
Tuck my tag.
Because I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this, and I'm
Absolutely.
looking at this. But you might say, yo, Mill, what about this over here? I need that.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's going to help me.
Some
Only a
people
person
embrace
who's stupid, or maybe that might be the wrong word, that won't take the advice of somebody who see an angle that you don't see.
Some people don't do that.
I know.
That's like,
And that's where
giving
you
advice to where you on the outside looking in, and you like, look, I see this, but people don't take it. They
Most
don't take
definitely.
it
Most definitely.
because they're caught up into what they're doing, and they think what they're doing is the way it's supposed to be, and which is fine.
Right.
And the way you run things, the way people do whatever it is, it's fine.
It's funny you just said that. I was talking to Hood off camera, and I was telling him my new lesson that I learned maybe a week or two ago is like, when I know something you don't know and I'm teaching you, if you ain't willing to listen, it's all good.
Take
You got it.
I
You got
did
it.
that so many times.
You got it.
And you just let it go. So and that's what I've learned. I was, okay, I say what I have to say, and I keep on moving.
Okay.
Shut
You
up.
know, I ain't gonna lie, I can talk to y'all for another 2 hours. They ain't shit to me. You know what I mean? But I also know y'all visiting and y'all want to see the city. So can we get some bars before we leave? Because, and also make sure before we go into the bars, tell them about what you got going on, the name of your books, the name of your CDs, what you got going on, your social media information, so they can also make sure they follow you wherever you at.
Right now I got a CD out called His and Hers. I got it, it's available on iTunes. It's available on Spotify. It's basically everywhere right now, digitally. You see me out in the set or whatever, grab a copy. I'd love to let you hear it. But let me get into this real quick. Ambassador, and to the Lord I'm dedicated. The saving grace on which my faith is predicated. He rose up out the grave, feeling so regenerated. From sinning to winning, I'm Holy Ghost affiliated, rehabilitated. It's not that complicated. Purchased for a purpose, I was sent to heal the world that's jaded. My spirit so consecrated, God's gift so concentrated. Destiny already slated, so elated that we made it. As I already stated, slave to sin, emancipated. Let me get you acclimated. These bars are so long awaited. Got your peoples dilated. My life super saturated. Every word is calculated. Translated like I graduated. Mission is premeditated. Got your spirit elevated. Jesus keeps me captivated. No, I wouldn't trade it. Join hands like we related. I cannot be faded. Cannot be persuaded. My every step is dated. My every breath is baited. My mind is fascinated. Sin bloody and lacerated through being underrated. I am so motivated. I am soil cultivated. Happy related. Jesus is that evaded.
Yeah. Right way.
Well, I got a CD out called Hustler's Wife. And I'm also releasing my new album on July 27th called Bossing Up. It'll be available on the outlets. You can find me on all social media at Boss Lady Productions, Instagram, Boss Lady Pro. I'm from Chicago, where we've been product. We bought our gifts handmade. We sing a heart out to tune of trains. For change, we recite Obama speeches. It's drama on the streets, but it's all love, sis. We hug blocks, cuz the go be cold and windy. Rocks and blows be trendy. On God be truth. Joe be you. She be loose. Square on all fours. Shared, cause mama threw up the deuce. Dad had plans, but bullets ain't got no label. Fatal shot, no bucket. Boys be redline and eat. Niggas feast off hustle loan. Break bread to make dough. I'm from Chicago.
Nice. I'm Goddess Warrior the Poet. I can be found on all social media outlets under Goddess Warrior the Poet or GW the Poet. I got an album out that's available also on anywhere you can download music. It's called More Than a Woman, Introduction of a Goddess. I also have physical CDs as well whenever I'm out spitting. You can follow me. The next thing I got coming up right now, I'm in a stage play coming up in Chicago. I recently started an open mic in Rockford, Illinois. That's every second Sunday, called The Word Shop, so make sure y'all look for that as well. And man, they thought it was a hoax. They thought it was a joke. But I'm like a California wildfire. It's gonna be hard to put out the smoke. This a new poetic flow. I blow you out like candles. See, I disappeared for a while, but I'm back now. Took a break to birth my child. Now take a listen as I birth new lines. I could never fall behind. These lockers couldn't catch up if your last name was Hines. Take a look at this new relish. You looking at 2018's newest relic. But haters still talking cause they want to see me lower than the pelvis. They ain't nothing but some hound dogs. Elvis already said it. I never give them too much credit. Only thing everything they said I wouldn't do, I already did it. See, my soul plane take flights to different planets. Then I return with an extraterrestrial message. Encrypted like hieroglyphics. Never give them specifics. They gotta pay attention. Cause nothing in this world free unless you one of the Clintons. See, there's a limit to my black card. It only get me so far. If you want their respect, man, you gotta work hard. And being at the top still won't get you on that country club yacht. So I'm making my own spot like a discolored polka dot. That's why I stay sucker free like Sundays on MTV. And hypnotize minds notoriously like B.I.G. Coming from a different world like Dwayne and Whitley. Killing stages with no sympathy. Beautifully orchestrated like a symphony. I saw my greatness coming through epiphany, so I had to move swiftly. While you stuck in your complacency like a paraplegic, I'm shifting shit mentally like I got telekinesis. Getting larger while they shrinking, just a bunch of Oompa Loompas. You could never be big fish when you surrounded by tunas. No testicles, but boy, I got kahunas. The only thing you'll ever be is the biggest loser. We on our way to greater heights. The only time you take flight is in a pair of Air Nikes. These open mics just won't suffice. I'm at the cheese I never seen like 3 blind mice.
Eddie, salute.
Dude, good grief. I ain't never heard that one. You know? Be like y'all when I grow up. So I am hood raised, HOODRAISED, hood raised everywhere. Instagram, yeah, it's one word. That's the part people always seem to mess up. Hood raised is one word. I have 5 published CDs already. Working on the 6th right now. That's my. It's called The Luminary. And if you look up the literal definition of luminary and apply it to the poetry scene, you'll see that's why I chose the title, because that's the stage I feel like I sit at now. My prize right now is my book, Jotted Gems. I'm 110 copies away from being 1,000 sold. You know what I mean? That's to me, that's my milestone moment right there. You know what I mean? I that's something I'm taking pride in.
And you should. Real talk.
And that's gonna be my focus moving forward. You know, the literary. I'm already got pieces for the 2nd book. You know what I mean? I'm working on right now. You asked me earlier about the first piece I did. The sacred pieces that's hard to do, that's hard to perform. And you said you wanted me to do that one. This is literally the first piece that kind of got me some credibility on the scene. Mother is the term that should come second only to God in the eyes and hearts of men and children. Love, honor, compassion, respect should come along as standard feelings, but love, or should I say the lack thereof, is the emotion that left this man standing, yet still shaking and reeling. Recognize that my mother's heart had to be as cold and as empty as abandoned building. So, mama, what happened? Were you not born with those specific maternal instincts? Don't you know we depended on you to be the bond to hold this family together? We ended up being a group that disbanded like NSYNC. And you, as the leading rock star, literally. Copping rocks from dudes in my class, and the backlash you being a direct result of some of my most painful memories. Like my 8th grade award ceremony, when I was one of 3 students to receive a certificate from the president. Totally proud of what I had accomplished. So in celebration, I invited some of my best friends back to our residence. We were in my room, kicking it, shooting the breeze, till it was time for them to leave because it was getting late. And I opened up my bedroom door to a shocker, to you holding one nostril with your face down into a plate and inhaling this white substance into your face. I don't think you realize what your carelessness did to me. Or recognize how cruel kids can be. Because never mind the nightmares I had that night. How about there was a note on my desk the next day reading, "Ha ha, talk your whole family hypes." And mom, you know that ain't right. And because of that rambunctious display, I almost cried. Thanks to my daddy, even at 13, I was filled with pride. So, mom, what happened? What about the time I was 12 years old? And my cousin's 27-year-old baby mama was having sex with me? So I came to you confused and crying. And what you do? Looked me dead in my eyes, laughed at me, and told me, boy, you lying. And then once she got busted and molesting another one of my cousins that you paid attention to what it is that I had to say. By then it was too late. It was 3.5 years later, I was 15 years old with a baby on the way. Even with my relationships, Mama. Don't you know the love that I was missing from you? I was seeking from other women when I was meeting them. But since I didn't know how to recognize real love, I didn't know how to reciprocate real love. So in the end, I ended up mistreating them. But what about the time it was time for you to get your system clean? Because you was ready. So it appeared. We went through the whole rehab process, along with my prayers and my cheers, and against my better judgment and my fears, I let you come stay with me there. 2 weeks later, you and my rent money mysteriously disappeared. And I know it's against good Christian laws to have ill will in your heart towards someone that you harbor. And the good book says to always honor their mother and their father, but in my mind, these basic principles always seem to stand out. Mama, you burned me one too many times, so how many times must a man get his hand burned before he realize he can't stick his hand down? Your actions affect me now, Mama, after 30 plus years. I would be at these sets in the pores telling stories about them and their super mom, and it make me jealous of my poetry peers. I hear things like, yeah, my mama did, or my mama does, or my mama is, or my mama was, and the harsh reality is the more I tried to love my mama, the harder my mama's actions shoved. And you should never want your child to live through some of the things that I've lived through. And the hardest thing is you don't even seem to be sorry, because if you did, then maybe I could forgive you. My daddy, he did the right things. He was always an intricate part of my life, especially after he went through his own trials, tribulations, and his man tests. He taught me how to cook, clean, wash, sew, have integrity. Said the only thing I had to depend on a woman for was sex. But if you're ready to get your act together, I'll open my arms and welcome you back gladly. But if you continue to hurt me, your grandkids, and yourself, I'm going to keep celebrating Mother's Day with my daddy. Mama, what happened? Right?
Snippets. I ain't gonna do a whole war.
We going to end it like this. Yeah, this milk. We killing ignorance one conversation at a time.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's